This is a video for a 1989 Honda HawkGT NT650 for sale. I'll do a quick walk around, talk about some of the things the bike has, and then I'll do a startup. Bike is stone cold, has not been warmed up, so you'll see what it's like in real world startup here. So the bike, I purchased the bike a little bit over a year ago from someone that did a lot of touring on the bike. Actually, it was a couple, and a gentleman had a bike and his wife had a bike, so they went all over the place. This is not a garage queen. It has 49,000 and some odd miles. I'll walk over here and let you see that. It's 49,668 miles as it sits today. Probably have a few more miles on it by the time it's sold, I would expect. So the bike, as I said, is not a trailer queen. It definitely has put in some miles, but it's in great shape. The previous owner was a meticulous bike maintainer, so all the fluids have been changed religiously. Filters, chain, adjustments, brakes, everything's been done on the bike. The bike as it sits today needs absolutely nothing. It is in perfect condition. Just recently what I've done to the bike is I've replaced the fan switch that turns the cooling fan on. This is a water-cooled V-twin, for those of you not familiar with the bike. It's a great running little engine. It's very sweet. Engine's very narrow also. It makes the bike very easy to handle. It has a very neutral steering. It's just so easy to flick through curves compared to some other bikes I've owned. It's a very tossable bike. But it is water cooled, so it does have a radiator, does have a cooling system, and just replaced the coolant sensor in there that turns on the fan. So you've really got two different coolant sensors on this bike, both of which have been replaced within the last 6 months. One drives the gauge, the temp gauge that's here in the tachometer. So that has been replaced as well, the sender for that, so that reads perfectly, and also the sender that turns on the fan. A very popular modification with this bike is one I just did a few weeks ago, which you can kind of see. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit right there. There's a toggle switch right there mounted just below the warning lights, and what that toggle switch is a manual override for the fan. So even though it has a brand new thermostat, brand new coolant sensor to turn the fan on, just in case you're sitting in traffic and you start getting nervous about the temp gauge or anything like that, you've got a manual override there. But the system works perfectly by itself without having to do any manual intrusion. So just a quick walk around the bike here. You can see this, it's all original paint. The tank, I should say, has original paint. It does have a nick here and there. These probably won't show up in the video very well, but there's a nick right about here that's been touched up. And let's see, I think one here that's been touched up. Again, you really have to look for them. The bike is cosmetically pretty close to perfect. Honda decals as original, have never been touched. The cowl back here, the plastic cowl, has been repainted, not because of damage or because the bike was dropped, simply because it had a lot of sun fade. Red is very susceptible to sun fade, and here in this area on the bike was faded almost pink when I purchased it. So I took this cowl off and had a shop respray it with the correct Honda paint. They match the paint pretty nicely. It is missing the stickers. For those of you familiar with the bike, there should be an NT650 sticker about here, and I haven't bothered to replace those, but those are readily available online, so you can get those replaced as well. So, bike is kind of unique, and it has this this just beautiful silver frame that that the bike is built around. So it's kind of one of the first naked bikes out there, and it's just a super looking bike. It's very attractive. Also has the distinctive single sidearm. It's a very popular item now on bikes, but when this first came out back in on the '89 Hawk, it was kind of revolutionary. I don't think this was the first bike to have it by any means. It was probably one of the first affordable production bikes that had the single sidearm. Excuse me. Other accessories that the bike either had when I purchased it or has been added. First off, it has the a nice Corbin saddle here with the black seating area, and then the red trim on the back here just kind of match up to the red of the bike. Gives it kind of a unique look, almost a Street Fighter look in a way. Also added by the previous owner was the Targa Tsunami is the actual name or brand name of the fairing. And this wasn't custom made for the Hawk, but it fits it very nicely. You see that the turn signals are at the right angle. windscreens at a good angle with the instruments and everything, so kind of gives the bike a more finished look, I think, in some ways than if that were just left off there. So kind of see what that looks like there. Walking around to the back of the bike, one thing that this bike has, and I do still have the stock piece that I may include, or if the buyer wants it, but this does come with the Super Trap exhaust. So right now I think I'm running about 8 baffles in there. I've got about 4 or 5 more. So you can, if you're familiar with the Super Trap system, you can tune the exhaust to match the jetting in the carburetor. Right now this is matched pretty nicely, and it gives the bike a nice throaty sound. It's not obnoxious. It's not going to sound like a ricer or anything like that. It's just a good sound. One thing about the Super Trap pipes, they do turn this kind of bronze, kind of discolored look. There's short of having them ceramic coated, it's not really much you're going to be able to do about that. Even the stock pipe has some discoloration from that. So, but these, just want to make sure that you saw these were not absolutely perfect. They are discolored a little bit just from the heat, but again, no holes, no breaks, no wells. The muffler system is in, the exhaust system I should say, is in perfect condition. Let's see, the other things I've added to the bike. You see one visible right here. I've added the frame sliders that were custom made for this bike. Not available online from a vendor. Actually, there's just a gentleman on the HondaHawkGT website that makes those up and sells them. It's a really neat application. So there's one on each side of the bike, obviously. Bike has never been laid down to my knowledge, and I've never found any indication, broken tabs or scratched fenders or underparts or anything that have been damaged. The bike seems to have never been laid down. So pretty good condition there. Let's see what else. All the lights work. Everything on the bike, like I said, is right now 100% operable. All the electronics work. The rear tire probably is going to be due for replacement in maybe 1,000, 2,000 miles. Still got some mileage on it, but you can tell this bike's done a lot of road trip. The bike is the rear tire is kind of a little bit, I won't say flat spotted, but definitely shows some wear in the middle. It's really just dirty right now from being rolled in and out of my my garage with all the dust. So front tire looks really good. Front tire I think probably has another 5,000 or 6,000 miles on it. Not brand new, but definitely not worn. The seals on the forks look good. No leakage there. And one other upgrade the bike has received. It has received the reinforced stainless steel reinforced brake cable going to the front here. So a nice little upgrade there. So with all that, let's fire the bike up. Again, it's about 50 degrees outside today, and bike has not been started. So you'll see the temp gauge is absolutely cold. Let me hit the choke here. As you see, or you can probably hear, I guess, the bike fires right up. Nice throaty roar from the Super Trap exhaust. See the neutral light works as it should. Turn signal indicator. Okay, so after just 40 seconds of running with the choke on there, even with it being as cool as it is today, the bike's idling nicely, as you can hear, with the choke off now. couple other things I'll tell you that have been added to the bike. Really can't see them obviously because of what they are, but there's a switch right here on the near the left hand grip, and that's for the heated grips. Both the right and left grips are heated. There's two temperature settings. There's low, which is in, high, which is out, but in the middle, that's off. You also see here that there's some extenders to bring the mirrors out a little bit further. I had trouble seeing around my shoulders when I was riding, so these helped a lot by moving the mirrors out a little bit. The mirrors have also been replaced. They're not the chrome factory mirrors. These are a black CNC finish type of mirror. Pretty nice, pretty nice. They work much better than the stock. As you can see here on the front, all the lights are working correctly. I'll give you guys a turn signal indicator here to let you see those are working. I won't bother going through all the rest of them. Everything works on the bike just as it should. If we let the bike warm up completely, you would see the temp gauge start to climb. Oh, by the way, mounted here, it's just a clock stuck on there. It's not mounted to the bike in any way, so it'll come right off if you don't want that. But all fresh fluids, oil change, everything's been changed. The chain's been adjusted, brake fluid's been flushed front and rear. Basically everything works on the darn bike. It's gotta have that critical horn working there. I do have one set of keys. I do have clear Georgia title for the bike. So let me know if there's anything else you guys want to know about the bike.